Mic check. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. This is going to the pre-market recap for April the 28th. Today is a Monday. So coming into today, the key levels for the ES are the exact same levels we talked about in the weekly outlook. Going to be your 5560 for the ES. The bottom key level, as you can see, holding in the pre-market and the after hours, is going to be your 5520. So coming into today, what I'd like to see is a reaction that we have. Number one, off of your last week's highs. If we can get above your last week's highs, potentially use this as a retest for a continuation right off the bat. Let's go into the SPY chart. Similar to the SPY, the key level coming into today is going to be your 550. If you can get above your previous day highs, your last week's highs as well, base above your 550, we can see this nice push towards the upside. Now let's go on to the Qs. Qs coming to today, fairly similar thesis. As you can see, so far the level has been used, which is your March 13th weekly lows, your 19380. You can get above your last week's highs now, similar base above your last week's highs, your previous day highs as well for continuation towards the upside. If we now look at the QQQ, Q's key level, similar thing, going to be your previous day highs. If we can get above this 472, we can see this continue push back towards the upside on the overall markets. Now let's go on to some of the tech names. So as you can see, Tesla gravitating towards the top of the range, as you can see here. Multiple touches, 294, multiple touches, as you can see right here. A push up and towards this key level here in the pre-market. Now what I'd like to see coming into today is the reaction that we have off of your previous day highs. So you can mark this out, which is your Friday's highs. What I'd like to see is Tesla base above your 286. If you can base above your 286, we can see this push back towards the upside. Another scenario that would be looking good as well, break above your your pre-market highs above your 292 for this continued push towards the upside. So I prefer number one, which is your previous day high retest. If you show some strength right off the bat, we could be looking for the break above your 292. As for Nvidia, so Nvidia, nice push towards the upside last week. Now you can see a little bit of a pullback compared to the overall market coming into this morning. Key levels today for Nvidia is going to be your 109.60s. If we can maintain above your 109.60s, what we can see is this potential kind of push back up in towards your previous day close and maybe your previous day highs. If we can base above your 109, if we show some relative weakness coming into today underneath your 109, then we're going to see this potential pullback on the overall markets, on Nvidia. Next charts that we do have is Apple. Kind of zoom out just a little bit here. You can see Apple trying to break above the 208, above your 208, 209 key pivot point, which is your last week's highs. We can see this potential move up in towards, now it's going to be this 212. We can keep an eye on Apple coming to market open. For Amazon, key level is going to be your 191. I have a few other tickers that I'm looking at here as well. We have a lot of major earnings coming to this week on a lot of these tickers. Microsoft key level is going to be this 393. Google now coming right back down towards your 163 pivot level back from the 14th. This is the level you like to see potential move back towards the upside if we do want to end up pushing off of this 163 level. As for Meta, key levels that we're going to have is your 549. As you can see, we're reclaiming this level here in the pre-market. If we can now hold above this level, we'll see this continue push back towards the upside here on Meta. And yeah, that's primarily the main tickers that I'm looking at coming into this morning. AMD looks good for continuation. Netflix looks good for continuation over last week's highs. My main watches coming into today is going to be Tesla. That's going to be my main focus with this nice push on Friday. Relatively strong compared to the overall market. So I'm just going to continue to look for Tesla continuation back towards the upside. And then for the rest of the tickers, keep an eye on those ones. Wait for the first 10 to 15 minutes to play out to see if there's any sort of relative strength. All right, see you guys all at market open. Peace.